So next up we have world-renowned nutritionist Cyndi O'Meara from Changing Habits.
As Costa was speaking, I noticed a group of school children walk past with their teacher. I couldn't think of a better opportunity for that teacher to bring those students down here and to show them the power of the people and to show them the power of food in what is we're going to go forward. So I come from a very different realm. I come from the other end, not so much the farming end, but I'm seeing what the food that we are now giving to our children is doing to our children and adults. Do you know that there is a growing number of children that can't even drink their mother's milk? There's a disease that doesn't allow them to digest the protein of the mother's milk, and therefore they have to drink a medicalised milk that is filled with high fructose corn syrup, canola oil and amino acids with some synthetic vitamins and minerals. This is their only option that's available. We've done something wrong. I was brought up in the 60s and 70s in a town called Bendigo. I live in Queensland now, and in that town I remember there was no ADD, no ADHD, no autism, no Asperger's that I saw in my community. There was none of the allergies that we see today. We now have allergies that have increased tenfold in the last 10 years amongst our children. Everybody seems to be allergic to gluten and dairy. I wonder why. Could it be because we pasteurise it, homogenise it, skim it, trim it, wrap it, shape it, put calcium in it, add fish oil to it, which they do in New South Wales? Is that why we are having a problem with dairy now? Could it be the Roundup, the glyphosates, and the way we've hybridised our wheat and how we process our wheat and what we put our wheat in? It's in lipstick, it's in medications, it's in so many things. And what about the things that are going on our foods that are coming to Australia, which Costa has already talked about? One of them actually causes iodine deficiency in the human body, causing thyroid problems. Thyroid issues have increased unbelievably in the last 10 years. Autoimmune disease. We no longer have communicable diseases, we have non-communicable diseases where everybody's body is being eaten by itself because we've lost its intelligence. So the soil of the land is being destroyed, and the ecology of the land is being destroyed, and the ecology of our human body is being destroyed. And as a result, this is what's happening. So for me, I've always talked about local, sustainable, ethical foods. And we've got to move more towards that if we're going to save future generations. It's not a pretty sight. You know, I was in front of 600 people the other day speaking with another food advocate, and Chef Pete Evans, and the people in the room were just wanting to see what do we do to go back to basics. Our culture and tradition tells us what to do to go back to basics. Our culture and tradition is what will tell us how to farm. We've been eating raw milk for 10,000 years. I'm just wondering if they're going to take blueberries and charge $60,000 for a family member who gives blueberries to their family. You know, what they're doing with milk. And what about the caramelised apples that killed 35 people in the US last year? Are we going to have a $60,000 fine for giving your kid a caramelised apple? Do you see the ludicrousy of what we're doing? And I know every single one of you don't. I mean, you see the ludicrousy. It's the ones out there that aren't listening. And that's what we need to get to. So I want to thank Lisa and Darren for doing such an amazing job, and the people I'm going to be involved in this next 24 hours, because I love seeing this. I've been doing this for 30 years and it feels like I've been doing it by myself, but no longer. I can see a real revolution. Do we want a revolution? Do we need a revolution? Is it now for the revolution? A food revolution. The politicians are going to have to follow us because they're not listening to us. They're going to have to follow us. We are leading this grassroots movement and they're going to have to follow us.